Welcome back, everybody. This is Brother Meat here. Today we're going to continue our quest to beat Pathfinder Kingmaker using our main magus, Dorraj. He is a sword saint, and of course his two mercenary friends, the Triumvirate, if you will. And again, one of those is a custom-made undead elder scoundrel, and the other one is an inquisitor of a subclass that's the monster tactician, so she can summon multiple monsters on the battlefield to help us out. Now, today, though, we are going to explore, hopefully, Varnhold some more. We are trying to figure out why our neighbor, Maegor Varn, in his kingdom, Varnhold proper, went completely missing. They are literally gone. We had some indication that there was some problems there. There's a couple of bodies here and there, but not Maegor and not any of the massive number of people that are straight up missing. Know that I do have mods for this game, so if you're playing the vanilla version of the game, there's going to be stuff that I have that you don't. The most obvious thing will be turn-based combat, and that's something that you guys just don't have. Turn-based combat to me is essential, and as a result, I downloaded this mod from the Nexus, so if you want it, feel free to go to Google, Nexus Pathfinder will find you what you want. There's a crap ton of mods out there, a lot of really good portraits as well that are in those mod lists. Highly recommend that you download some of that stuff. Turn-based combat, though, basically allows me to treat the game more like pen and paper. I actually have an initiative check. They do in your version of the game, the real-time with pause, but it rapidly devolves into a cluster pile of just everybody attacking at once. Usually what I see people doing is they highlight their whole team, kill this guy, okay, good job, now go kill that guy, okay, now kill that guy, and it's just a point click, and I don't know, that just seems boring to me. I'd rather be more specific in who I'm attacking. So again, more like pen and paper. There's combat rounds. Everyone gets a turn, unless there's a reason for you not to. There is a surprise initiative round sometimes. And again, you will see that as I play the game. The other thing that would probably stick out is our Eldritch Arcana. I have some spells, not many, but some spells that I have that you don't. I have some feats that you don't. And I also have traits, which I guarantee you don't have because they were not implemented in the original vanilla version of the game. This is extremely valuable. This is how I actually had made my undead character. So again, not cheating per se. It actually totally makes sense and jives. And again, as a DM myself, I have had characters say, hey, I want to play an undead character. And you had to give me a backstory. You had to give me a reason for why I was going to allow it. But again, this is something that I would have allowed, and therefore I have no shame. There's some other stuff as well, but we'll get into that as we play the game. So let's actually get into it, shall we? Now we have a certain amount of time between artisan quests, or not artisan quests, excuse me, advisor quests that have to be done, where they have a DC check, where they're going to pass or fail. So I need to be in the kingdom to respond to those, or at least have scum saves in a way where I can go back in time and say, oh, no, he failed that check. Go back to this point in time, and then try again. So the best way to solve those things right now is for me to just make sure I'm in the kingdom when this all happens. Now notice, Reg has an advisor opportunity here where he literally will pass it 100% of the time. Now, there could be a crit failure on that. I don't know that that is a thing, where if he literally rolls a 1, that he basically will screw it up. I don't know that that's a thing. But I don't think so, because it literally is saying 100% chance. So I'm going to trust that he will pass that. The next person on the list, we have a 6. Always check here, too. I got someone doing a curse, I believe. But we have a 6 here, and he has a 70% chance. So in 6 days, on the 7th, I need to be back in town. That's what this is telling me, okay? So we're going to bounce out of here real quick. And we are going to... let's see. We'll do a quick inventory, make sure that we have supplies. We don't need much, but I also don't want to be carrying a heavy load. I think I've dropped that off in the last episode, but I can't remember. So we will do a quick talk to our artisans. Arlene, greetings, your grace. Allow me to alleviate your daily concerns with a humble gift from your admirer. We got a Rod of the Fearless. That sounds sexy. I am certain that you or one of your friends will find this trinket useful. It's come a long way to get to your hands. Or something specific. Now this is, again, her list of stuff. So we've already asked for a rod. I can get wands from her. Set of magic scrolls I don't particularly care about. A staff could be interesting. But I do like the rods. And the rods are actually her favorite, quite frankly. She has a masterwork. All of them have a masterpiece item. Okay, all your artisans. And if you kiss their ass enough and do enough stuff for them, which of course includes ranking up your kingdom, they will eventually give you their masterpiece. And their masterpiece for her happens to be a very, very powerful rod. It's a Grand Master rod, I think is what it's called. Matter of fact, Let me just show you this real quick. So Control F10 pops up my mod manager. Now notice I have Bag of Tricks. This is a way for me to cheat, but I'm not going to. But what I will do is use it to show you something. Notice that we can specifically search for items. Okay. If we enable the filters, you can see the list of items and what categories they fall into. Now, obviously, I don't need notes and I don't need keys. This would be if you broke the game in some way where you needed a key to get in this door. Somehow you never found it and the game won't progress. You could gift yourself the key if you know what to look for. But if we do Arlene, I think is her name. This is her item, the Grandmaster's Rod. Okay, notice it pops up here, Arlene, Adventurous Arlene Great Ridge. Obtain this rare artifact at the Baron's special request. This is her masterpiece. This rod grants its wielder the ability to make up to 3 spells per day infused with primal magical essence. Those spells are maximized and empowered combined. And they ignore spell resistance and magic immunity, which means you have 3 spells every day that can guarantee to do whoop-ass damage, and it doesn't matter if they would have normally resisted it or been immune to it. Nope, sorry, you're not immune to this. That's awesome, and that's something worth having. So you can see the appeal here. Now, again, I could gift it to myself just to show this to you. I'm not going to. But if you click here, receive 1 Grandmaster's Rod. Every time you click it, it'll show up in your inventory. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to trust that she's going to make it for me. But again, this is how you can cheese the system or like gift yourself stuff. I have gifted myself stuff, just to be honest. At the very first mission, if you go to that video, feel free to watch it. You will see that I had gifted my main character every scroll for level 1 spells that he could cast, and 1 spell from level 2. I had a thematic reason for it. He scribed them all immediately, so it was part of his spell book, and that's the reason I did it, because I never did understand you're a training wizard and your master decided you only deserve 5 or 6 spells. Bullshit. He would probably, or she would probably give you the whole list of spell level 1 stuff, so you can be prepared. That's the whole point. Why, kneecap your character, so to speak. And that, again, that makes no sense to me why people would do that. I'm going to go over here real quick. Is there anything to turn into him? I do have a few items. Not that I particularly care. They're light, but might as well, right? Nope. Just some cash. That's all I was doing, is to make myself a little bit lighter, but also to get myself some cash. We are toting around a crap ton of food. Because we are starting now to actually use food while we camp. Why is that? Because A, we get a buff for that, and B, if I figure out what specialty item they like, what food a specific character on my team likes, they get an extra buff. For instance, I have rice and nut pudding is a favorite for Octavia. She's on the team usually, and as such, she gets not only the buff that we all get, which I think is increased ground speed, and then the other buff for her specifically, as it is her favorite food, she gets another die of sneak attack. So another 1d6 added to her damage, which is pretty damn awesome. So they only last for like a day. But again, it's a solid upgrade. Okay, just checking to make sure there's not something I wanted to sell him. We have the camping supplies we need. We have a lot of acid flasks and alchemist fires. These things are heavy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it down to, say, keeping 20 of each. Like so. Because it does make us considerably lighter. And we never seem to use them. I would use it more on a character like Jubilas or Alchemist. He would be the one to use them. But to me, it's almost better on someone that's kind of like Jubilas. An Alchemist is amazing. However, there is a subclass called Grenadier, and they are even more amazing in my opinion. And therefore, I would actually go with those characters. Keeping Acid Flask for them is extremely valuable. We got some people to rank up. Definitely want to do this. So here's Lindsay. Inspire Courage is better. Her Inspire Competence is better. I love all that. Perception, Trickery, a little bit in Knowledge, Arcana, and World. Those are doing well. And let's get... you know what? Let's start pushing these up so we can get these caught up to the 11s. She's very, very knowledgeable as a bard. Bards excel at knowledge and lore. Spells to be replaced. It's one of the things that, again, I think I have it. I don't think you guys do. Again, that could be Eldritch Arcana mod doing this. Amazing. Doesn't happen on every level, but every time you, like, So let me explain it this way. So here's level 1, she has level 1 spells. At level 4, she gets level 2 spells. Level 7, level 10. So here's his level 11. So right after she gets new spells for her last current level, then very next level she'll get this do you want to replace a spell feature. So she got this at probably level 5. She probably got it again at level 8. Now it's at 11, and then it'll be 14, and then it'll be 17. And maybe even at 20 again, I'm not sure. But the point is, they stagger it on purpose this way. And this allows her to get rid of stuff that, she finds not as useful. Like a fine example is early on we replaced a sleep spell from level 1. It's an amazing spell at level 1. Hell, it's an amazing spell at level 2 and even 3. When you get to 4 and on up, it's probably not as amazing. And eventually you're going to fall out of favor with it because it just won't do its job. So you can just straight up cut it out. Now here's another fine example. Look at Hypnotic Pattern. 2d4 and add your caster level, maximum of 10, to determine the total HD of creatures affected. So we're talking 12 to 18 HD. That's still huge. That's going to carry you through most of the game. Now maybe you want to get rid of it now. Okay, I can see that. But if not, keep it. Say keep all spells. And then here we have a feat for her. And we've been making sure that she's ranged, so she's got a rapid shot. Notice that she doesn't have, say, like weapon focus in her crossbow, heavy crossbow. That could be cool. +1 to her swing. We could give her blind fight. That's always awesome. If you want to make her a melee character, cautious fighter for a halfling, it's a specific feat for just them. While fighting defensively, they get even more armor, which is awesome. Clustered shots. This would be one if she shoots a target multiple times in the chest. Then she has the potential of doing more damage, because if they have damage reduction, for each arrow for anyone else, it would the arrow would do damage, the damage reduction would take place, and then whatever exceeded that would go through for each shot. In cluster shots case, what happens is it shoots them multiple times, it adds up all the damage, and then damage reduction takes place. So it's a way to make sure that you penetrate those tough targets. This is a pretty good ability in my opinion. From here, deadly aim could be decent. It's a penalty to her swing, but more damage output. So it's a toggle you get turn. It's kind of like power attack. Dodge is always nice. I can give her extra performance because she is a bard, and therefore she has her songs, which are basically these abilities that you see down here. I can give her a meta magic, but we don't really do that right now. She doesn't have a spell vulnerability, so let's actually do that thing. So here's acid, cold, sonic. She's more of an enchanter sonic person, so I think the opposite of this. Now what would be the opposite of sonic and enchantment? I can't really say. It's not necromancy, it's not transmutation. Probably would be evocation, quite frankly. But no, abjuration and evocation would be opposites, I'd say. So probably conjuration? Just seems a little weird, but hey man, I'm cool with it. Probably really is no match for it, quite frankly, because there's 7 here. You can't have a match for everything, right? So we will say conjuration. She's susceptible to acid, and she's susceptible to conjuration spells. Now, why would I do this? Notice that she got 2 feats for this. So this is a penalty feat, so she gets 2 feats instead of 1 for this combat round. And again, that's the reason I'm happy to do such things. I'll give her... Honestly, spell pen is not the worst idea ever either. I like some of her spells to land more often than not. But I think we'll stick with our original plan of clustered shots and then go for something else to help her out. So, Hammer the Gap, no. Back to back, no. Blind Fight could be decent. I think that's melee. Yeah. No, we don't want blind fight then. How about... Oh, Lindsay, what are you good at? Extra performances, maybe. Improved initiative. Oh, improved initiative. That's always a standard classic. And again, initiative is rolled in this game. So you do a 1d20 roll, and whatever your dexterity, and of course any bonuses you may have besides, get added to that roll. And in my case, I get not only dexterity, I also get intelligence, because I'm a sword saint and I'm a high enough level that kicks in as well. So again, I have a high initiative. This is another way to get a higher initiative. And again, the higher you're up on the totem pole, the more likely you are to act first, which means you're not flat-footed. That's a solid choice. Level 1 spells, and this is probably her last one is my guess. So make it count. We got good stuff here. Expeditious Retreat, I'm going to go back to it. Expeditious Retreat is a decent one. Detect Secret Doors is one that I have that you don't. Extremely helpful. Hypnotism is not the worst one ever, but notice it does HD cap to it, so again, just like your sleep spell, eventually you will out-level it. How about Touch of Gracelessness is a solid choice. Just getting a melee for it, but if she's already there, why not penalize the bastard? But I still say Expeditious Retreat or Flare Burst or Detect Secret Doors are probably your 3 choices here that she's more inclined to grab. From here, level 4 stuff. Now, we've been building Lindsay to be basically a debuffer and a buffer. So basically spells that help the team, spells that debuff the bad guys. So see Invisible is an obvious choice. Rainbow Patterns could be a good one. And it's teammate friendly, which you gotta love those spells. Greater Invis, Freedom of Movement, Echolocation, all good choices. The ability to heal teammates is nice. The only real damaging spell she has here is, besides Cure Critical, which doesn't sound like a damaging spell, but it can damage undead. So it does. We have Shield of Dawn, which is more of a self-buff. They damage themselves when they swing and hit her, which she's never going to use. Serenity, team friendly. And if they fail their check, they take magical damage. That's kind of nice. And Shout. And again, lame damage, but again, it's a cone. It's not teammate friendly. But it does not affect it by spell resistance, which again is another reason to like it. And again, she is a bard. I think of sonic attacks, I think of bards. And I know that's bad logic there, but still, I don't mind it. So that's Lindsay. We got our other Magus buddy, and he is an Eldritch Scion, one of my favorite classes. He is not going Magus, sorry. He's going Dragon Disciple some more. Now, I'm actually doing what most people don't do. People that do Dragon Disciple usually do a 4-level dip into it because it gives you strength here and here. That's a plus 4 to your strength for getting 4 levels into this thing. The reason they don't go beyond 4 is because at levels 1, 5, and 9, they lose spellcasting progression. So by going 1 to 4, they've already lost 1 level. So a full level 20 character would still be only level 19 caster. See that? For me, I'm going 10-10 split, which means I'm not going to only be a level 17 caster. I don't care. I'm going to get everything that I want and then some by doing Dragon Disciple to 10. So again, it's on you how you want to play your character, but I happily do this, and I think this is actually another upgrade step for us. So we're going to do skill ranks. Notice that my con has just gone up, if I'm not mistaken. I can actually get it to kick in here. Come on, show me your stuff. So you see the racial +2 ability boost, con. That's actually coming from my Dragon Disciple, if I'm not mistaken. All right, I got 4 here. Ability boost strength +4. That's coming from, again, Dragon Disciple. Then eventually I'll get 2 more here for intelligence, again, from being a Dragon Disciple. That's why I'm doing the 10-10 split. And you don't, to get those, you actually only need to go 8 levels into Dragon Disciple, but I'm okay with going all 10. I'm going to get Perception up, Athletics up, because that's his kind of thing. Persuasion's a good choice for him, but he's already charismatic, so we don't have to go crazy on this stuff. And Arcana is kind of his thing, again, because he is a caster type, so we're going to actually kind of bump those a little bit. From here, feat-wise. Now, we have picked up Power Attack, Blind Fight, Meta Magic, a Mage Tattoo, some other stuff as well. Something that he would actually be very good at is this thing called Cornigan Smash. An intimidation check. So long as his power attack's on, he hits his target, he basically does an intimidation check to try to scare that target. This is amazing for an Eldritch Scion build because they're so high charisma usually anyway. Intimidations are going to be easier to land. Level 3 spell. I will take... Notice it says that flies the thumbs down. It's supposed to be that you get this for free for the mod that I have. They're supposed to have changed it. It does not work. So if you want Fly, you can grab it. But you don't need Fly because he will actually get his own wings for being a Dragon Disciple / an Eldritch Scion with a Draconic Bloodline. So this is not even really necessary. So again, I don't mind him giving us a thumbs down. He is really good at electric stuff, but we already got the one electric spell here. From there, it's kind of what you feel. I don't mind Displacement. I don't mind Haste or Slow or Stinking Cloud. All these are viable options. Let's go with something that buffs him. He's a selfish bastard, so helping himself is always to his benefit. Notice our Dragon Bite is getting better. Dragon Disciple, 2nd level, and then 6th level, which is where he's at now. This bite also deals 1d6 points of energy damage based on the type of dragon he is. So he's doing electrical damage with his bites now, which is super funny. He also gets spell resistance in the form of a spell from his Elder Scion stuff, but I don't think he has access to that one just yet. But it's still a very, very good spell. And just to show you his spell book, see, it's not there yet. He doesn't have access to that level of casting. But he'll get there. I'm not worried about that. Is there anyone else that needs to level up? I'm fairly certain there was. Yeah, Valerie. Valerie is a straight-up fighter. And she's going to have even better armor now. Armor check penalties going down, down, down. Maximum dexterity is going up, up, up. Move at normal speed. While wearing heavy armor, no less. That's awesome. And then she has Tower Shield training, where her dexterity bonus is getting better. Assuming that her dexterity can allow it, of course. And then again, she gets like other stuff up here for like reflex stuff. Straight up amazing character. People downplay the importance of Valerie. She gets really, really good later on. I have to just keep going with the theme of her character. Now we've bumped up her perception and her athletics. Again, she's a strength-based character, and everyone on my team should be able to spot traps and treasure. From here, persuasion's pretty much the only thing that makes sense for her. Use magic device, I just did it so she could cast a spell from a scroll if she really needed it. Here we have feat. Now we have been working on greater shield focus, back to back shield focus. We can do teamwork feats, which is what back to back is. So an example of that: shake it off. Bonus to your saving throws with any other teammate that has this. Notice that none of my companions have it, so it won't do you any good. Shield wall, same deal. I can give her spell vulnerability as well, and quite frankly I should. We'll go Abjuration Cold just because protection spells. It's kind of a cheesy one. This gives us again 2 feats, so I'm going to go with, say, greater weapon focus, Bastard Sword, so she has a better chance to swing with her weapon of choice. Improved critical, Bastard Sword. Her Bastard Sword now is guaranteed to be quote-unquote keen, which means that her crit range for a Bastard Sword is normally a 19 and a 20. So on a natural 19 or a natural 20, she has a chance, doesn't guarantee it, but she has a chance to crit. With this, now it spreads it out to a 17, 18, 19, 20, guaranteed. So that's nice, and I'll happily take that. So again, more damage from her, better chances to hit from her. She'll appreciate that. Again, one more check just to make sure that everybody's leveled up. No pluses. No pluses. Okay, I trust it. Now we can bounce out of here. So,
I'm there.
well, again, this is our team right now. I can switch stuff around, but this is my Inquisitor. This is my Undead Elder Scoundrel. So these are the 3. So these are the 2 mercenaries. Never click the X's. If you click the X's, you're literally saying, I don't want them anymore. They lose all their gear as far as I know, and they just disappear from the game. That's a bad idea. I wish they wouldn't have that, quite frankly. Once you've made them, they can be on the roster. I don't understand. It's not like you're going to make 50 different mercenaries. So I don't know why they felt the need to make them deletable. But, again, it's an option. You click on them to make them go away. Now, obviously, you can't go away because you're locked in place. You are the team leader. You have to be here. So, again, we take them with because, again, it makes sense. Now, who do we take with on the team? These are frontliners. I want to have 3 in the front, 3 in the back, typically, is my team. We never take another Magus with us. Why not bring him? Why not? That'll be fun. Oh, you know what? I take that back. We've been fighting barbarian guys. Why not take our actual barbarian with us? She may have some contact information with these guys once she talks to them and yells at them, challenges them to a spitting contest. Who the hell knows? But I do like having Jubilas. He's very knowledgeable, and he has really good bombs. I like having Tristan because he's a good cleric. And again, that leaves me back with my Eldritch Scoundrel. Again, I almost always want to take these 3 characters. Me, and of course my 2 mercenaries. They don't have to, but it's been a staple. And they are higher level than everybody else, with the exception of Knock Knock, who's amazeballs right now. So it's kind of cheating, quite frankly, to have him with us, because he's like level 15. But he's level 15 just like I'm level 15. So that's why. The game is odd that way. Instead of taking like the teammate average or whatever, or just giving him like a set amount of XP where they say, oh, he can only be a level 9 when you get him or some shit. No, they make him the level of your character. So I was 15 when we picked him up, so he's 15, which is amazing. Now we have, first let's check our journal. Make sure that we don't have some kind of weird quest that I've been forgetting about. Varnhold stuff. Looking for the sisters now, that's right, and relic that they have. Still looking for why Varnhold vanished, as well as this lost brother. Find Tom and Hanvaki. Still looking for a task for the Sweet Teeth. And we were working on our next curse. Plenty of time for that. And remember we had, was it 6 days again? Let me check real quick. I believe it was 6 days before we had to officially be back to our territory. Yes, so on the 7th, we want to make sure to be back before the 7th. So let's say the 6th day, okay? That'll give us an opportunity to make sure he passes his check. Quick save here, and I'm going to teleport. Now we have installed either a mage tower or teleportation circle in every one of our villages or towns. This allows us to just boop to one other side of the map, which is super awesome. Silver Step is where we're going. Over here, because it's super close. Why walk all the way over there when you don't have to? From here, we know that the three sisters we're looking for in the City of Hawaii's probably, the Sepulcher of Forgotten Heroes probably, and this new one, Forsaken Mound, probably. And again, I assume so. There's no reason that they're not there. But we have all these other places still to explore as well. Now, I'm actually okay with going to these places. The barbarians didn't care about the sisters, but the fourth sister is here, and she asked us to do that for her. And it sounds like treasure's going to be there, but we have the Collapsed Passage, Linorm's Grave, Shallow Gulch, and I think that's about it right now. Oh no, hell no. Ghost Stone, Little Sullen Source, Shivering Glade. We got all kinds of places to visit. I'm okay with going here, so let's actually travel up this way. And I'm guessing the Sepulcher of Forgotten Heroes is probably a big battle area. I mean, it's Heroes, Forgotten Heroes. It sounds like an awesome battleground to me. Now you notice we have this here, but we can't claim it because it's Varnhold's territory. Once we get Varnhold, though, that'll be the place we want to visit. Perfect. No one's tired yet. That's a big boon for us, so we don't have to rest, per se. Alright. Oh my. We are right inside a place. So let's assume problem's going to happen. So let's get ourselves at least a minimal protection. Here's some delay poison for the team. A nice bless spell. I'm going to buff up with that. And as well as some strength. And the wings, simply because I know they last for hours on end. These wings are ones I can cast on anybody, which usually I cast on her, but they only last for like a minute per caster level, so we're holding off on that. So this is kind of like long-term buffs, or buffs that I have more than one of. Same with like Blur, I can put that on myself as well. Might as well upgrade my weapon. Did that. She might as well cast herself Shield of Faith, at least just for herself. Get herself protected. Do you have anything? Lethal Stance, Power Attack. I haven't used her in a while, so we need to make sure that we have her stuff.
My skills are getting rusty.
Jubilos has mutagen. That lasts him for 2 hours. So that's a solid upgrade. And he has a shield spell twice, so he might as well cast that on himself. Notice he has infusion now, so he can cast any spell he wants on anyone else. But he's still a person that wants to be protected. Let's give a little somebody in the team, or everybody, see invisible, just in case. And again, it lasts for a good long while. I can save on the freedom of movement and this other stuff for the time being, but let's give him Expeditious Retreat as well. I think that's the only reason I'm doing this, because he has doubles of those things.
I'm listening.
Tristan has, well, let's get yourself some Shield of Faith too, buddy.
No one stands
And
in my
she's
way.
kind of hit or miss. She's in the back ranked. She didn't have much in the way of protection, so let's just do Shield Spell for now. Quick save that mess. Move on in. Okay, a massive stone door blocks the entrance. It has no knobs, buttons, or other signs as to how to unlock it. However, a thick patch of moss has been scraped off the door's hinges, hinting that it's been opened recently. Use detect magic. The door radiates a faint transmutation aura. Remember, one of the sisters told us a magic word to open cyclopean doors. Keb. Speak the word Keb. Out of sound, the door slides to the side, revealing the passage beyond. Alright. Here we go.
In due time.
This is the cool map, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, a barbarian sits leaning against the wall, surrounded by dead bodies. He seems to be barely alive. His entire face is a bloody wound, tattered scraps of skin dangling from it. Ugh. As he hears your footsteps, he blindly turns toward the sound and raises his sword with immense effort. Friend or foe? The Goth sent us. I'm not going to mention the Fae Sisters because they hate them. The Goth, though, sent us is good enough for us. The Goth. Of course, the old man would never leave anyone behind, but it's too late now. Only one left to save is me, and you may as well not bother. I'll be joining the rest of the dead soon enough. Who are you? I'm Bragg, son of Varric and Dill, of the Tiger Lord's tribe. Came from Emeria. If you meet my people, tell them where and how I died. What happened here? That cursed witch brought us here. Blabbered on and on about some exalted mission. Promised us Cyclops treasures. Well, look what we got. Soon as we entered, dead Cyclops attacked us. Then there was a flash of light and everything went insane. It was like a red-hot nail was driven into my brain. I had an irresistible urge to kill, didn't matter who. I resisted it barely, but most of us weren't so lucky. It was a slaughter, a nightmare where it was impossible to tell friend from foe. We tried to retreat, but they followed. One grabbed my head and squeezed, almost cracked me open like a walnut. My eyes, last thing I saw was his fingers. If Vara hadn't chopped off his hand and dragged me out of there, I'd be dead already. She slammed the door right on their noses. Oh, Vara, haven't heard from her for a while. Probably dead now. Nice treasure hunting trip we had, huh? And Amiri chimes in and says, so many good warriors left to meet Gorham before their time. All thanks to that witch. When I get my hands on her, neutral good, I'll heal you. Don't bother. Who needs a blind cripple? Best to finish me. At least I'll die like a fighter, sword in hand, ready to meet Gorham. Screw that shit. Heal the barbarian. It's not your time yet. The barbarian wounds close and his bleeding stops, but he remains blind. It will take much more powerful magic to restore his eyesight. He exhales with relief. Thank you. I'm not sure how to live on, what I'll do, but I'll figure something out. Alright, I have to go. Gorham bless you. Alright, buddy. So these are your trigger plates that allow you to activate doors. The broken body of a barbarian woman lies near the floor panel that opens the door. She died recently, probably from massive blood loss. This must be Vara. Damn, that sucks. So we clearly have undead to deal with. Now remember, we have gear on our party, and I have the Undertaker's gloves. More armor class for me against undead, so that's awesome for me. Now if I really wanted her to tank, and she probably should, because she's actually probably better at tanking than I am, or comparable at least, I should give them to her, take those gloves off her, and give her the gloves. So she can be up front. It'll be another 3 extra armor class for her. But again, between me and her, I think we got it. We'll see, though. If it looks like neither one of us is prepared, she's probably the best choice, so I'll give them to her. First, we're scanning the whole hallway, because that's what we do. Notice if you click a door, they do you damn bit good, because they're all locked.
I'm off.
But then, again, you have these plates. They're clear and obviously marked for color coding. Notice you can't see the color really well on here. I have a mod that allows me to rotate the camera. See that? So you can actually see this stuff now. Thank God they've actually put this in the game. So you actually have the ability to look at stuff. So here's an orange one. So we're clearly looking for an orange marker to open this door. This one, hear the sound of stone doors opening and closing nearby, which means they interact with each other. Some open, some close. Now there's our zombie Cyclops right there. Now I'm buffed up, ready to rock and roll. I got a Dread Zombie Cyclops, Zombie Cyclops. I don't know what a Dread Zombie. Oh, he's got spells. See that? He's getting ready to cast a whole person, the bastard, and that could screw us. So I don't want to cast or attack here and then be real close to that jackass. So I'm going to run over here and attack this fool. Boom, managed to do 48 damage. Now Liza, on the other hand, she has pets that she can summon. She's an Inquisitor, but a specific kind, called a Monster Tactician. She has always, well, as she levels up, she'll eventually get 3 different types of pets that she can summon. Either a very strong single pet, a slightly weaker pet of 1 to 3, or a very weaker pet of 2 through 5. And she also has upgrades to those as well. So you'll see sometimes more numbers than you can actually expect to see. That's awesome. That gives her an opportunity to put basically bodies on the battlefield to not only increase our action economy, but also to basically soak up some damage. Again, I'd rather they attack these guys than our actual squishy team. Now here's a Miri. Remember, she's rocking that big hog and axe. That's her new bread and butter. So she might as well come over here, charge this fool, and help me out. And look at that beautiful crit. Now, just to show you that, first off, she got a really solid swing right now. Power attack is even on, and she's still swinging with that -3 as a 26. She's reasonably strong, not amazingly so, but she's solid. Got a good attack bonus like all barbarians do. We charged, so that helped out. She's got a +5 weapon. I even gave her a feat called What Will It Be? She gets a +3 to her swing with all axes, which is cheating, but I don't care. But this was part of my mod, the Eldritch Arcana. This is a trait that she has called What Will It Be? And it's like a random dice roll, which is bullshit. You can actually look and see what you're going to get. And I knew what I was getting, so I took that. But she has weapon focus and great axe as well. She has a bless spell on her, so she has a lot of buffs going for her right now. So a solid chance to hit. And better than that, when she hits a 17, 18, 19, or 20 with that axe, because it's a special axe, she can actually crit. So she hit a nat 20, which again, any weapon, crit on that. But you have to confirm the crit. And again, what they do is, to confirm the roll, you take your attack bonus again, whatever you were rolling a moment ago, so the 26 in this case, and add it to another 1d20 roll. If those two numbers combined would have still hit the target, you've confirmed the crit, which means you did 2, 3, or 4 times the damage, depending on the weapon you're using. In her case, I think it's a 3-timeser, which is why it's 103 damage. Yeah, huge damage, just disgusting damage, and that's pretty. Now, the thing that people make a mistake on, and I used to do this all the time, 103 does not divide into 3. You see that, right? So how is that possible? Did they round down? Well, they do round down in this game, but there is no rounding. It's a multiplied. So how could it have been rounded down, right? It should be a solid number. Okay, so it could have been a 31, would have been the lowest. That would have been a 93. A maximum could have been a 12 plus 30, so that would have been a 42 times 3. So she could have critted for 126 damage. Just saying. How then do we justify the 103, which seems weird? Okay, so here's how this actually works. They really just re-roll 3 times, add the numbers together. So it's not the same number times 3. It's this calculation rolled 3 separate times, and that's what you got. Just so we're clear on that. So I had a problem with that for like the longest time, and it finally dawned on me what they were doing, and I'm like, oh, that makes perfect sense, because that's how you would do it in pen and paper. Anyway, here we are now with Jubilost. We're getting ready to mess up this Cyclops over here. Juby, I was going to take a little stutter step closer and then fire with his crossbow. Managed to give himself some sneak attack damage. Okay, so that's still good news. Oh, he cast off Prayer. He changed his mind. You bastard. Prayer is a massive debuff. Well, massive. It is a debuff. If it hits us, of course. It only hit the puppers because he was stopped in his tracks by this direwolf, which is awesome for us. But these guys are now debuffed by like a -1 to their swing, -2 to their saves, and blah, blah, blah. And him and his buddy have a buff now. They have the reverse of that, so they have a +2 to their swing and a +2 to their saves. Now, Proto Lich's turn. And she can straight up just shoot this guy. Get some sneak attack damage in. There we go. Move a little closer. Christian's turn. He can shoot with his crossbow. So might as well just have him shoot. He's not very good at shooting, but we're working on it. We're working on it. At least now, I should point out that at least now he doesn't have a -4 to his swing because the guy's in combat. If there's melee combat, if you don't have something called a precise shot, you have to be extra careful when you're shooting into combat because you're not trying to hit your team. So the way they simulate this is they give you a -4 penalty to your swing. If you have the feat called precise shot, it takes the -4 penalty away. We finally got him that. Otherwise, he'd be really bad at his ranged attacks. All right, so now it's Dorraj's turn. This guy already did his spell. Looks like he's getting ready to cast another one. Let's just charge this fool, see if we can wail him like we will on his friend. Eliza, come over here, kiddo, just to get in range. And I know that undead usually hate fire, so she has this ability called Fire. And yeah, they're vulnerable to fire, which usually means they take 50% more, which is awesome. Doggers are doing work. Yeah, go get them, doggers. The wolves, I should say. Come on, Mary. You notice I'm also not raging, which I could do, and it probably increase her damage considerably, but I never use her, so I forget that she has these abilities. This weapon that she's using, though, is a tier 5. Let's just say tier 5 is the best. It's a tier 5 weapon. I got it early on by cheesing a fight, and I don't use it, and therefore I gave it to Amiri because I know she would use it, and she's going to be awesome with it. So, Juby, 5-foot stutter step to here. Now I can't reach him with my bombs, so if you see my 3 bombs here, the range is highlighted in the little yellow circles. See those? Boom, boom, boom. So I can hit this guy, but not this dude. He's the one I want dead. This guy's on the ground. He ain't doing shit. Once he stands up, all these dogs are going to maul his face. So I'm just going to straight up shoot this guy with the crossbow multiple times. Oh, at least twice. Oh, that was an AoE damaging move. The bastard. So we all got, that was in the range, got hurt a little bit, including the dogs. But he also healed his little buddy here a little bit in the same process, I think. So, no, actually, no, I take that back. He just damaged everybody, didn't heal anybody. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, Proto-Lich's turn. Now, Proto can do a 5-foot stutter step. And again, now with her crossbow, she can reach this fool. Get some sneak attack love. So he died. Just wish we would have been able to attack on that turn.
I'll try to make
But
this
oh well. Tristan shot him, but he had so much damage reduction that the arrow didn't do enough damage. And to be honest, the crossbow that he has is not the best crossbow in the world.
In due time.
We're actually probably going to leave that treasure here now that I think about it. We are going to pilfer this place for all it's worth. So first, let's go here. We'll take the magic stuff. But if it's the junk gear, like the stuff I just picked up, they're heavy. I don't want to tote them around. We got any weird weapons? Great axe. They're all masterwork. See that? But they are heavy. 12 pounds a piece. So if I really want to, again, I can come back for this stuff later. I'm not going to forget about it. We definitely want to grab this stuff. Notice another door, clearly locked. We have a body. The body's been horribly mutilated. It looks like a huge cyclopean palm crushed the skull and removed the brain. Ew. Dude. What the hell you zombie bastards eating brains for? So again, we have another door here with a green patch on this one. I think that's a green one on that one as well. And we have a knowledge world check. Now let's scum save this. Quick save. And hit this up. We should pass it.
Trivial task.
Yeah, buddy. Easy check for us. We had a 28 modifier. We only needed a 20. Vorticai be praised through the centuries, for he is the greatest of the greatest. We're moving in on Vorticai. He is someone that's, or he or she is someone that's associated with the missing Varnholdians, I guess is what we'd call them. So I have a barbarian here that's giving me problems. You see that? They're like rushed right up in us. So I'm going to knock him on his ass. So we have this cool bomb called Force Bomb.
Will they
Kubelos can throw multiple in a combat round, and he can knock them down if they fail their check, which they clearly have done, and just do constant damage while they're down on the ground. Good work, Juby. I'm already here, so I might as well just finish the doofus off. And then I'll get over here and get these guys business. Amiri can charge. Might as well do so. Solid hit. Eliza's turn. She can also charge. Oh, no, she cannot. Why can she not? Must be a reason and I'm just not catching it. But she can get over here at the very least and get close enough to mess with them next round. But we still want to try to hurt them. So we have spells that can do this. So let's cast off a prayer spell. This is a teammate buff and a penalty buff for the bad guys nearby, guaranteed. Unless they just happen to somehow be immune to magic or the specific prayer spell. There is no saving throw from this. So there is spell resistance though, see that? So the best case scenario would be they'd have spell resistance that wouldn't work on it. This is perfect for us because we get the dogs in here and hopefully they swing at the dogs instead of us. I know better. One of them's going to swing at me, but I'm trying to take him out first. So if you're wondering why I'm focusing fire on this guy, that's why. Hey, Tristan managed to land a hit. Okay. Of all the people you could have hit, I'm okay with you hitting the doggo. Now here, Proto can sneak attack this. Oh, take that back. He is a barbarian. Barbarians, if they're high enough level, they can become immune to things like sneak attack or flanking. So that means he wasn't flanked, and therefore no sneak attack love. It's okay. Still able to take him out. That's all that matters. Now Juby has got a line of sight issue. And this game, I believe, does behave properly, where if you can't see your target, you can't shoot at your target. Like, I can't click him now. He would have to walk forward, see him, and then shoot. Which is fine.
A fine use of my talents.
So he's throwing through the wall a little bit, but he did have to move, is my point.
Strike!
No joy there. Mary.
Tear them apart!
There we go. So these are all the barbarians that went batshit crazy. Like the one guy was telling us.
Follow if you dare.
Scope out the bodies, make sure they don't have like potions on or something. Oh, hell yeah, they got stuff. I want your monies. You know, your fat loots. They probably got like masterwork great swords or such on some of them. Yeah, sadly, no. Another green door. So again, we're still looking for that green switch, or was it an orange one on the other one, or a red one, something like that. So those are the only two switches that we have interest in right now. Quick save. Another door. Looks like another orange one.
In due time.
There's a zombie cyclops. It looks like we lit up a Dread Zombie Cyclops and a Zombie Cyclops. So these guys are clerics. They behave like clerics at least. So they have AoE moves that can heal or hurt. They have spells, so they have probably buffs as well for their team. So we definitely want to either take out the team ASAP or take out the cleric ASAP. The team's probably easier to kill, quite frankly. But Door's here, and remember, cold spells don't really work on undead. They don't seem to care. Slow works. So there's that. And these guys probably have like really bad will saves, is my guess. Two of them failed it. This guy and this guy are both slowed, and they even have a little slow aura on them. Kind of hard to make it out, but it's kind of like a green shimmer. That gives me an opportunity now to wail on these jackasses from distance.
Primitives. Will they ever learn?
Miri, can you charge this fool here? Solid damage. Eliza, can you charge this fool? Can. Ooh, nice solid hit with that staff. Doggos are coming into play. Proto, 5-foot stutter step so we can get within range of some of these fools. Oh hell. Trying to move 5-foot step, I didn't click it proper. Like this here. You gotta see the circle. When you see the circle, you know you've done your job.
You forced
Now
my
I can
hand.
shoot. It's only one, it's the surprise round. This guy just hit everybody with prayer. See that guy moving super slow? He got hit with the slow spell. That's what that does. So let's actually mess this guy up. Oh, he's gone. Juby, 5-foot stutter step proper. Now you have close enough to hit him with the crossbow.
My talents.
Even if it's lame damage, it's damage. So, a Miri, I'm thinking mess up the...
I'm not doing it wrong. The spell is flawed.
Jim? Okay. Oh, that'll work. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Nice solid 120 hit. Man, she's going to be a crit fiend right now. Eliza, go ahead and charge this one. Doggos, come in and do some damage. He's going to do that AoE move where he hurts everybody. Proto, 5-foot step this time, you jackass. Pay attention to what I'm telling you. Now shoot him. Sneak attack, love. Oh, that was pretty sneak attack, love. Still not enough to take him out, though, huh? Ooh, he's a tough little nugget. Alright, Tristan is the only one we got left before this guy pops off whatever he's going to do. He has some spells. He's not great at them. I'm not thinking hold person is going to work on the zombie. And again, it won't work. See the big X? Big red X? The big red X lets you know that it's not going to work. This one can work, but he's too far away. I could move up to here, and they might be close enough at that point. Same with this one, he's too far away. So let's move. Now we only get one shot at this, so we either get a single spell. I can fireball them, but again, it's singe most of my team doing that shit. I could be careful enough to only take out like the puppers. That might be okay. But I could also possibly hit him with, yeah, like I could hit him with this. Now the question, oh no I can't. Another X. Okay, so I have no choice. It's either this one, which again could be dangerous, or the fireball. Don't do that. Or the fireball, which again can be dangerous, but I think I can limit the damage to just him and maybe like a wolf. Yep. Not enough to take him out. Oh man, he's like right there too. You see that? Bastard. Wow, he took out like a bunch of our wolves doing that mess. At this point, a love tap would probably finish the bastard off. That was just like 1 to 3 damage. So he was ready to pop anyway. Again, taking the magic loot. We'll grab the other stuff again as we leave, but it's definitely worth looking at. Another orange door. Knowledge check. I'll get on that here in a sec. Quick save.
That was easy.
Abyss calls to abyss.
I'm there.
Okay. Oh, there's a plate. Nothing I want to pick up from him. Nothing I want to pick up from him right now. Okay, it looks like that plate did not open this thing. Okay. So, we have to figure out what we opened up. Clearly it wasn't this. And I don't think it was a green one, so it's not going to be these guys down here. Was there a door down here? Oh, there was, but it was also green, I think.
If you dare.
Yep, so it's not got to be the last one, the one way the hell out yonder. Yep. Also, I keep forgetting that, you know, while we are in technically a dungeon, we should have a light spell on our character. It's not necessary. Sadly, they haven't added any mechanics that I'm aware of where lights are necessary. Like everyone can see in the dark, apparently. And there are, like almost every cave you're in has some kind of light source in it, so it's kind of like, meh. But I honestly think they really could have given us like all a penalty to our swing or something if we were in the dark. Making you use those light spells, you know what I mean? Whatever, it's fine. Jubilos's turn. This is a surprise round. You know it's a surprise round because there's only 2 things you can do. Okay, so I can either shoot and do a swift action, or I can move and do a swift action. I can't do a movement and a shoot. I can, however, do a 5-foot stutter step. That counts. And then shoot. I only get 1 shot though. I don't get multiples. In almost every case, that's true. Now you see we got another Cyclops here. We're running out of puppers, and again, I want more. So if I do this, see this one back here, he probably is going to disappear. See that? Doesn't always work. Sometimes they actually stay behind. I don't know what causes that. It's clearly a glitch. Maybe it's the size, the number of wolves that you summon. I'm not sure. But point is, sometimes you'll keep them around, and sometimes there'll be a whole new batch, and the old one disappears. But I almost rely on the old one disappearing because I'd rather have the wolves up front. Remember, they're going to take the blunt of the damage and stop these guys from doing damage to the team in the back. Now again, we have our typical Cyclops. I'm going to have to guess that there's probably a cleric over here. Yep. Nope. Yeah, he's got powers, but he's still called only a zombie Cyclops. So we're going to trust that our team can take out one of these fools. Dorraj, I don't want to have him come over here and swing at that thing because he might hit that trap. But I might be able to get the trap. No, they'll make me wait a turn for that. Okay. Tristan, I want you to do a 5-foot stutter step into the room. Help shoot this thing dead.
I'll try to make this swift.
Proto. 5-foot stutter step. Here. Now, I need her to hit this thing and kill it, so how can I do that? A fire is not their friend. Solid choice. And that's the name of that too. Oh, you just buffed yourself up. That's pretty. Okay, Juby. Now we're on a full cycle now. So 5 foot stutter step here. And use your crossbow multiple times. Boom. Pow. Punch. Ooh, a crit for 3. Amazing. Eliza can get up in it now. And since he's working on this guy, she can probably go in and attack. But the downside is these guys probably are doing cleave moves, which means, you see the big circle that they have, this red circle? Anyone in that red circle, they can probably cleave, which means they can hit and hit and hit and hit and just like do a big swinging circle of damage. So if she stays at range, we have very limited options for damage. But one of them is this fire move, which we know they're susceptible to. Now he's down on the ground, so now it's a perfect opportunity to engage the bastard. Or just kill him outright. Now, Amiri's here. I don't want to get too close. So I'm going to move back here and let the doggos get his attention. Dorraj's going to try to disarm the trap.
A trivial
He's
task.
good at that sort of thing. And I'm going to flank up here. Oh, hell. All kinds of shit happened. It's lucky that I didn't have Amiri charge. If she would have charged through that, the trap would have showed up and she would have triggered it. That was dumb luck. Alright, Tristan, get your happy ass over here. And I want you to shoot this fool with your crossbow.
So it's come to this.
Swing and miss. Proto, you're going to have to just straight up move, kid. You got the range on you for this.
Out of my way!
Wow, this guy is... Oh, crit miss. I'll say this guy's got some armor. Try to hold me. See that hold person spell? That would have paralyzed my character if I had failed it. And you would have seen like a black circle swinging around my character, letting you know that I'm screwed. And then he or his team could have literally capitalized on that and done like epic damage to me. And I don't want that. So Tubi's coming over here. And since he's a butt, and I don't want to have to worry about this butt, I'm going to force bomb his ass. Hopefully knock him down. There we go. Go get him, Tubi. Take all that damage. This is sadly, the problem is that because I'm using fast bombs and rapid shot, he does that. And he wastes a lot of his bombs very, very quickly. Not waste. I mean, he did a good job. But still one of those where it's like, this was a bad idea. Fortunately, our pets don't seem to be very capable of triggering the trap. Which is weird because I've had them trigger the trap before, but I think it was the skeletons that did that shit. Again, Amiri can work her way around, but I have to be real careful here to make sure that she can get around this. I don't want her walking into that trap.
Go down!
Dora can get to him from this angle.
Don't hold back!
And there we go. And Dora can disarm that trap. Or Jubilos can, I don't care. Whoever's better.
You can thank me now.
Save that. Loot the bodies for good stuff. Anything? Anything?
I'm there.
Nothing. Of course, we want to check the room thoroughly. Looking good, though. No plates. Take those rings. And yes, I know that's magic, but again, we'll grab that heavy stuff at the end when we're leaving the area. We probably won't be able to pack out all
There's
the loot.
something here.
Oh, and a hidden treasure room. Gotta love those. First, let's deal with this trap before we forget about it.
Child's play.
Nice
I
work,
do
sir.
what I must.
Save that mess. Let's activate the hidden door. Treasure room. Alright, what we got here? Anything? Traps anywhere? That appear to be. That was a wand of freedom of movements. A composite short bow +2. And robe of fire. Now we're talking. Okay, so let's look at that. So I know what this does already, but we already have a robe of water, robe of earth, and we're missing the robe of air. Someone's got it on their character. Probably someone on this team, matter of fact. Leviathan's Gift, Raven Veil of Prowess, Boogeyman, Mesmerize. Nope. Okay, so what these do, though, there's 4 of them, and the 4 of them give you a +2 DC either to acid spells, fire spells, cold spells, or electric spells. Air is the electric one. So again, this one does cold. So if you see cold aura, fire aura, acid aura, that's what that means. And there's, of course, an electric aura as well. That's on the air robe. And I'm going to drop this because, again, it's heavy. But that's what those basically do. So if you're a fire type and you can wear robes, then you can actually have the DCs of your spells go up by 2, making it harder for them to make their check, which is a really nice bump.
Child's play.
Interesting.
We need to try something else.
Let me save this mess because I don't want to make a mistake here.
You can thank me now.
Follow if you dare.
Notice that that's a decent chunk of XP, by the way. And again, another locked door. This is, again, if I was playing with the XP share off, where only the person doing the disarm traps, Jubilos would be cruising right now.
Any
He could
brilliant
probably
ideas?
have, well, not leveled up, but he'd been real close to level 13. Or if I'd done it for myself, again, I could have pushed myself to 16 sooner. On you. I already did that at the early levels. That's why I'm such a high level right now.
I'm there.
But at that point, I got to 15. I'm like, you know what? I think I can start sharing with everybody. So again, you see, we don't have a way this way. Don't have a way this way. So we've missed something. What did we miss? We're looking for something on the ground, like a tile, to activate. Something open this way. Looks like we missed something. Let's try. Oh! Oh, this is green now. See this? Well, that was not helpful. So, here's the trick. We have to leave someone behind. Now, who would we leave behind? I don't want to leave anyone behind. But we have to pick somebody.
All this waiting
How may I help?
Honestly, I think we probably can do
Let's
without her
move
for the time
already.
being. It's sad to say because she's awesome. But Jubilos has been carrying the team when it comes to damage. When he gets out of bombs, that's a different story. Alright,
I
so
was
now...
successful in my search.
Child's play.
We got all kinds of paths that just opened up for us. That's beautiful.
Their life ends here.
Cyclops. Looks like that's all that's in here. Alright, so Dora, I want you to... Let's see here what we got. We're getting the drop on them, so it looks like we can just charge in and have some fun. So let's just do that thing. Oh, dude, really? Jubilost, 5-foot stutter step into this mess.
Will
Shoot that
they
fool.
ever learn?
Snake deck. Amiri. It's rage this time. Ooh, that's some nice extra damage. Very nice. Proto. Can't do anything. She's way the hell back there. So, Eliza. Oh, man, really? Alright, puppers are going to come in. They're not going to be able to attack, though. Tristan. He can shoot. But he can also beam this bastard here. See that? And was lucky enough to be able to hit him. Because he was flat-footed is my guess. Yeah, because it's 12 versus a 9. Unless he like crit failed, he was going to hit with all those beams. Dora's turn. Now, I have the ability as a Magus to charge a melee touch attack through my weapon. Something that we can do at level 2 and on up. So this is one of the staples for these types of builds, is they do a Shocking Grasp, one of the best damaging spells that you have at level 1. And I have intensified Shocking Grasp, which is why you see the yellow border. What does that mean? That means when I swing and hit this bastard with my sword after casting Shocking Grasp, the spell discharges, does full damage. If the weapon crits, it crits. But the intensified meta-magic means that instead of 5d6 of damage, I can actually do 10d6 of damage, which is pretty awesome. And again, that can crit. Didn't need to, it was enough to straight up kill the guy. That was awesome though. Juby. Delay your turn past the wolves and Tristan. I don't want to waste bombs if I don't have to. Let's see if the team can handle it on their own. Like that. I'm telling you, Miri's going to be paying for herself in gold this time around.
I'm there.